going on, Merc fam? In today's review, we're going to be going over F9, the newest installment to the Fast and Furious franchise. But before we get into that, I want to make sure that everybody likes, subscribes, and go ahead, tap that notification bell one time for your boy. I just want to make sure that everything I post, you are aware of. Now, without further ado, let's jump into this F9 review. Alright everyone, I finally got to see Fast 9, and I'm sure a lot of you have been waiting for my review. I've gotten a lot of requests to hurry up and do it, but I actually had to go and physically watch it in the theaters. I was really hoping to see a trailer for the Jurassic Park movie that's coming out. I saw a poster of the new movie on my social media platforms, and I was like, damn, I can't wait to see it. But unfortunately, I didn't get to see it. But I witnessed so much coming from Marvel. They even teased the new Fantastic Four logo at the end of a whole bunch of other things. I saw that No Way Home has a release date of December. I don't know if everybody already knows that, but I feel like it was my moment to actually learn it. So I'm really excited for that movie. I'm sure a lot of you are, but let's get back to F9. In this movie, Dominic Toretto crosses paths with his old brother. And I don't mean like someone who was a friend. He's actually his brother. And in this movie, he's like a bad guy, protagonist character. He's like a secret agent guy gone rogue, and he's trying to get some sort of device that can help him control the world. And of course, Dominic Toretto and the whole Fast 9 team are trying to stop him. I had a really good time watching this movie, but I don't feel it was for the correct reasons. There were so many things that happened on screen, and I literally laughed. I'm like, what? Did they really just do that? My main issue with this entire movie was that it was written so airtight with coincidences and lucky turnarounds at every point. They literally used cars to bounce people off of other cars and landing on another car. But the worst part about everything was that there was no sense of danger. They had no fear of death. And us watching the movie, we already know that no one's gonna die. I've literally seen Vin Diesel fall in a broken building, all right? Like a whole garage crashes down on him. The Rock is shooting missiles at him. This movie takes things so far that it's unbelievable. The things that I really liked about the other Fast and the Furious movies was like, all right, I think that that could really happen. If he could pick up that much speed, he could drive from building to building. Like, I could see it happening. But in this movie, nothing was realistic. There were so many times where someone should have died and everybody walks away unscathed. Tyrese Gibson actually has this monologue during a certain point in the movie where he's telling everyone, yo, we must be invincible. We're like superheroes. We do all these things, run from planes and tanks and submarines, and we're still alive. Ludacris is there to pretty much brush off everything that Tyrese Gibson says. And of course, they're depending on their dynamic to bring a little humor and lightheartedness to the film. But I didn't think that any of their jokes landed. The only times that I really laughed during this movie were on the action sequences when something happened and I just had to look over and be like, did they really just do that? They show you so many flashback scenes of Vin Diesel and Jakob, who's his brother. For them to bring in John Cena and act like he's Vin Diesel's brother was an absolute slap in the face. Are you telling me that there's no actor out there in the world who resembles Vin Diesel enough that we can pretend that he's his brother? Like, really, John Cena? I'm so sick of seeing this wrestler's face. And of course, if they bring in The Rock, it'll be pretty crazy. They had a WrestleMania type of thing where it was John Cena versus The Rock. So I'm thinking in that final movie, they might bring in Hobbs and they'll have like this epic showdown with all of these big wigs in the movie. But yeah, I really wasn't a fan of John Cena at all. He couldn't act his way out of a wet paper bag, yo. This guy's neck and chin is bigger than his whole body. In the movie, they kind of stand him with everyone and he's like a little toy. I just want to like... But yeah, man, they try to play him off as his brother, and it didn't sell for me. The dynamic between all of them and Mia, I just couldn't believe any of it. And the forced reenactment scenes of them as teenagers was absolutely ridiculous. They try to make it seem like, oh, your father died because his engine blew up, and yeah, Jakob was the last one to see the engine, so it's his fault. And they really just ran off with that idea. At no point did Vin Diesel address him and ask him if it was true. He just assumed that it was, and everything was just so cliche. And honestly, the movie was booty, but it was funny that they actually went to these lengths to do all these things. They brought back Bow Wow and all types of shit. It was really retarded. Hans was alive because he faked his death, and I can't deal with it all anymore, man. At the end of the day, I'm gonna have to give this movie a 5 out of 10. And I'm really close to giving it a 4, but I'm not, because I actually had a good time watching it. It was funny to watch because they're trying to take themselves so serious. And at this point, there's nothing that they can do that's going to bring me back to the love that I first had during like maybe Fast 5 or obviously the previous ones. But yeah, man, what did you guys think of this movie? I had a good time with it. I watched it in the theaters, and there was a certain point where I was like, yo, let's just leave. But I didn't. I stuck through the whole thing. I even saw the mid-credit scene and all that jazz. Nothing, like I said, is really gonna pull me back to the love I had for it before. I think the problem is they're trying to outshine every other movie they've done. Like Tyrese said, they fought against planes and submarines and spacecrafts, and in this movie they lean a lot towards this magnetized car type of shit. And when they crank that shit up, cars start flying, anything metal, washing machines, they're driving down a road and everything is getting picked up and no one is getting hurt. Not no bystanders, not Vin Diesel. This dude has a white shirt on in every scene of this movie and it's never dirty. I gotta get whatever deodorant this dude uses because there's no stains on this tee at all. This shit was crazy, but seriously, he's like tumbling in cars and going over cliffs and his white tee doesn't even have a sweat stain on it, man. God, his shirt must have been woven by the angels. But anyway, I hope that you all enjoyed this review. Until next time, it's been a pleasure. It's your boy Merc, but I'm out.